job to do that.
Alexa, volume up 3. Come last night, Caleb?
Yeah.
You busy?
No, last night we were very busy. Emotions in that, so last night was fun.
It's time!
You guys.
Depending on what happens Friday, I'd like to come in. Time! Bring it. Jock. And walk it out. Mount escapes. No resistance, let him work. Then someone wants some resistance, they'll tell you. I'll call switch. Let's get it. Alexa, play Matty's Rock.
New metal hits on Amazon Music.
Alexa, volume down to each. Something now.
I'll make sure he's here next day after tomorrow.
Not escapes, no resistance, let them work.
Did you say switch or no?
Yep, switch. Not escapes, no resistance, let them work. If they want some resistance, go out.
I've been underneath somebody, just try.
Not escape, question, let me know.
Just untie. I legitimately can see that.
All right. Grab quick water, circle up.
Forgot TK said Eric was not gonna be here this week, so I gotta come up with something on the fly. I'm gonna do a couple of full guard tests and things like that. Full guard is not just lay down. There's a lot of options if you had full guard. A couple of weeks ago, Eric was talking about getting out to our side, bringing our knee up, getting overload, and start like moving guard and things like that. And so we're gonna do a couple of other tests. Simple stuff, full guard. Get fundamentals things you should know, get the attack on there.
I like to do 1 and 2. For me, 1 and 2 would be hip pump sweep, and if the hip pump sweep doesn't work, we fall back to 4. And then we try technical some more. So hip pump sweep is gonna look like this. We're in full guard. I'm gonna prayer hands. My prayer hands against whenever I prayer hands, again I always talk about if he's super tight here, I might not be able to weave in here, pop my hips up, and get ready with my fingertips in and jump them to the floor. I might not control the space between him and I because of his pressure, but I can control the space between my back and the ground by elevating my hips.
And then I capitalize on the moment that I drop my hips back down and I have gotten underneath. And now we can throw our hands and come out. Whenever I come out, I'm always staying fingertips outward like a 90-degree angle. So that way, if he wants to repose, he has to come around my fingertips before weave under. If I stay here, it's much easier for him to regain inside position instead of me doing a karate chop or a leg. And so whenever I pop up, prayer hands, I'm heavy here on his elbow. I'm going to use that elbow to take advantage of it. Because whenever I do, and I know that I have good sufficient pressure, I like thinking about sufficient pressure of me being able to take his elbow to touch my thigh. Whenever I can take his elbow to touch my thigh, I know it's compressed. So on this side, if I feel that I have that elbow compressed on my thigh on this side, I'm going to keep this hand here. And whenever I start my hip hop swing, whenever this hand stays here, I can try to cut this tricep. I don't have to move it far. If I feel like I need a little bit more support, I'm going to put his elbow behind my foot. But I don't have to do a super lungey motion in the very beginning of this. I start here, I'll cup, and I use this cup for this pull to help me come over. My goal on the hip bump sweep is to have this arm go over his shoulder. I'm going to open my guard and this arm is going to go over his shoulder. Whenever I get my arm head over his shoulder, I'm moving to turn my hips down to the mat. Open. Arm goes over his shoulder. Get to the mat. Whenever I turn my hips to the mat, this arm stops the tricep lift. This arm comes into the tricep. I take his arm and I pin it in. So again. Fundamental stuff, hip bump sweep. I want my prayer hands. I elevate, weave in, catch it, pin his elbow. Whenever I'm ready, I can slide up his arm a little bit, or I can totally encapsulate. Whatever your game is, because there's a lot right here that you can do. I'm going to make sure that this arm is not pinned. Currently, he has it pinned to my chest. I'm going to keep this and get this off, so that way I can shoot myself, unlock my guard, and shoot my armpit over their shoulder. Whenever I shoot my armpit over their shoulder, if you need to, if you can't get enough momentum right off the bat, whenever I come up, I swap hands. This hand goes here, this hand is now my toes. With this hand being my toes, I can take my guard and I can throw my back to the mat. I keep the hook. If I can keep the hook, I can weave it under the hook. Now we have our arm set up. We have all kinds of stuff right here. Not set up, right? Full guards, tight on the rib cage, start to cry, I elevate my hips, pop up, and full pin is up. I make sure that this hand is not pinned to my own chest. It's got to be free because I got to shoot it over this shoulder. Shoot over. I like to make sure this hand is deep under his arm. If I want to, I can move it further and I can grab my own lapel. I'm here. When I have my post, it's hard for me to knock this foot out with this hand because I have a trap. So now my diagonal is going to go to the ground. For me, sometimes I want to do a wrestling motion. This will kick over, and that makes it over. Boom. If I keep it, and I stay nice and steady, I can be under. And I can start attacking this way. I can start attacking this way. I can start attacking this way. So once you get to this position, this position here, start figuring out what you can do with this arm or around the head. Finger walk, head arm, start playing that position. Go up on top because you have an elongated arm to track. Play with that and see where you can get to. Whether it's a straight arm bar, marathon, head, whatever. That way you know what to do. It's easy to finish that sweep. We're not going to stop because we got the sweep. We're going to continue working on that arm that we have to do. Question. 1, 2, 3. Fundamental hip bump sweeps.
sweep, control that arm, and attack at least one submission with that elongated arm. Doesn't matter what it is, but get in the habit of hitting the sweep and making an immediate attack after the hit. Once you hit the sweep, they're focused on mount escapes. If I could go ahead and throw a submission while they're focused on mount escapes, they're not focused on submission escapes.
Okay, so once we do this, from here,
Make sure that this hand isn't encumbered. Whenever I shoot, and this arm goes here,
While maintaining
and
a
then
grip.
one can do what's going to do. So you can do it in one hand while maintaining your mix. Yeah. Because they're being focused now is mount escape, not submission.
And if you can. No, I didn't. You must favor.
So now, I can be under, I can rotate, or I can switch on your own.
but then I get up on my toes and grind. I think this is the most fun piece that I like trying to keep up.
It's one that in my mind is still rusty with it,
That's usually my question to most things.
The first thing I'll try that side.
Does it work? You do black out level this thing, right? And then you see that you arrive on it.
So we're reaching, trying to get your head to the shoulder.
Yeah.
Deep in.
I try to grab on.
And then you want to make sure their wrist is coming in too. This is how. I don't want to take it over there. Yeah. You ever just like bump it out? Okay. And the lift is from that side anyway. Yeah, I don't want to have your wrist Yeah, there you go.
Circle back up.
Oh man.
The hip bump sweep, get into it some more. I am personally a fan of combos. Maybe because I used to like Street Fighter or anything like that. I'm a fan of combos. If I get in here, just pop this. And if I'm planning to be here the whole time, just like you said earlier, I can keep my hand here and say, if I'm super serious about this hip bump sweep, I might keep this out here more than here. Because inside, I feel like that I'm not, based out far enough. Out here, this is a lot of leverage for me. And so if I'm more dedicated to this more than I am to hip hop, I'm gonna go through all of the same motions. This time I kept the wrist. I give it a test, and then I have opened up this window right here. Because again, if I'm shooting to grab my lapel anyway, the wrist is already right there. All I gotta do is come down here. Once I grab this, I'm gonna fall completely back. And I'm going to keep my leverage pushed out that way. Not towards his back, but the opposite of where it's going to let him be safe, which would be him putting his hand in front of his chest or his belly. Now he's safe. So if I can keep it pushed out that way and lock out, he can never get back to his belly, and then it's going to be here. Now, whenever we get here, there's going to be one or two reactions. Either he's going to tap or he's going to roll. If he rolls, we follow him and come up on top. And then we finish. Right? Frank Mir, Antonio Noguera. Arm break for days, bro. Spiral fracture, right? So again, prayer hands, we're gonna use our hips. Grab the wrist on the come up. I give him a test. Because I can still threaten this. And if it goes through, it goes through. But if I'm here, and this guy's like, no you don't, I'm gonna sit you back down, I grab it, and I keep it here. If I wanna make it feel more safe, I just bring my knee up just a tad more, so that way the window for him to get his hand back to his belly gets smaller and smaller. Now, with the reinforcement of my own leg, I can push his hand over my knee. Once it's over my knee, this is it. He's not gonna recover this hand. It's either a bail or a tap scenario. Take it to the back of his head, or he rolls. He rolls, we follow, and we get up on that knee on the far side, and we sit up, we can keep it here. And nice and easy, doesn't take much. Pro tips, if I rotate the wrists a little bit, it gets worse. And the farther I bring his elbow down, it gets worse. If I do it way up here, some people can resist that more because his arm is not a full 90, it's obtuse, that's a 90. Hips up, elevate prayer hands, sit, hip bump, come back down, knee in front of the hand, and then I can slowly glide. He's at a 90 right now. You can typically feel the 90 versus feeling the obtuse versus feeling the acute. That's around 90 degrees right there. Take it to the back of his head, or if he rolls, we're gonna come up on top. And we stay here. We kept the grip the whole time. Bring it back to a 90, rotate the hand in. Pick him up on it. You can sit him down on his own wrist. Whatever. Questions? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I knew you'd love this.
Very lesson.
I knew you'd love it. I was like, what can I teach real quick? Alexa, play 90s rock.
Here's a playlist you might like.
Would I try to, is this the direction I'm trying to roll in?
Yeah. Yep. Shoulder roll.
Quick. Problem is, I need you to have that grip.
And I want it here. I want to try to get it on the inside of my knee. Here. You wanna get yourself off, right?
I feel like from here, I'm gonna start fulfilling.
Oh, okay. Like hiding your arm?
Yeah.
Right, like, it doesn't matter. Real love.
Ah, I see what you're saying. You want to be raised in that right angle.
Yeah, I've tried it before. That's why I'm like,
My hands will
yeah. That's a good sequence. You have several answers. Hip bump. This was on a hip bump, dropping a gun. I like what you did. So you scoop your hips out further. You're essentially dropping me in the hole. Right. Problem got
Alright, so I said it's like literally like
with a focus on maintaining that 90. Yeah, keep that. Can you Attention to geometry, man. Who are you calling up to?
Okay, so your leg is like not on top of the back, I got a tiny ball left.
But honestly, like, that's
Okay,
what-
alright, that makes sense.
Behind the back. You first start learning moves. The way I interpret it is like, oh, this is just how you do it. You don't really know anatomy of like why elbow go this way good, elbow go that way bad. Because it helps me understand. Now there's something I'm still recommending. I don't know if it's a constant. Typically, if you've got somebody in this room who's got elbow, you want their thumb to stick my foot out, escape the hardest. And then
Last one. So, yeah, those are 1 and 2, A and B, whatever you want to call them, because they can work in succession. I like things that I can ping pong one move off the other. Because if I can do 2, 1, in the same setup for both moves, I can go top. We're going one way, now we're going the other way. So not only is it attached in succession, we're going forward, then we're coming back, forward with speed, back with forward, right? And so having them continuously thinking in both directions, some people are some people are not ready for that. Ping pong back and forth. They like to send one attack and then they like to, and if you can capitalize on that one attack and then one breathing, you've already got that second attack loaded. So, alternatively, we're going to do a variation of a little wrap trap bridge. And so in full mount, we go wrap trap bridge, we overthrow it, trap the foot and everything. And
And so in this particular version, it's going to be a little bit different. I like to utilize a reverse Kimura for this situation. And so if I'm going for a reverse Kimura, I'm going to, the regular Kimura would be here. The reverse Kimura is going to be here. So whenever I'm ready, I'm going to take the same side hand. I'm going to grab on the top of his wrist. I'm going to trade it off. I'm not committed to this method. I'm not committed to both grips. I'm going to take one hand and I'm going to trade his hand off to my other hand. Although it looks like both of these hands are tight, this is the only one that I'm keeping this close. This side is like this. That way I can transfer this side of the room. And it's only going to open whenever I am here. So whenever we are here, I'm going to pick up his hand, transfer to this side, and come in and hit. Whenever I come in and hit, I started out with this grip here. Whenever I reach in, I'm going to trade to this. And now we're going to push and grab our own hand. So this is a reverse Kimura here. Whenever I get here, I can pick him up, and I can sweep him up. Same scenario, whenever we get to mount, I can let go of this and stay under his elbow. Walk up, have an arm trap. Get my head behind it, start head and arm choke. If he decides to elongate it, try to retrap, trap really weak, I can keep it in and knock it. Keep it like this. We had the very first attack, and now we're elongated. I can work my submission through there. Again, I'm going to pick one hand, and I'm going to trade off to the other side. And whenever I do this, I like to have some space in the middle. Trade off to this side. If it helps you any, I back again. And I can have a little more trade off in the fighting experience and some of this, okay? If it takes you to go here, you need to get here. And you have to be on top of his wrist to pin it into his chest. So, grab my own wrist, and now we're here. Whenever I'm here, I'm going to shook up a little bit, lift him up, and give him a whenever I take him over, I catch my reverse Kimura grip, and I can come up and come out. There's multiple ways I can do this. I can switch my grip again, push it down. I can let go completely and stay under his elbow. And if anything that I do, if I have any pressure, I want to stay under his elbow. Because his next reaction is typically not to go down and go up, because there's such little space here. He's going to go up. When he goes up, he's going to walk. Now we have that on. From here, I can go up here, or I can stay falling up here and start my American Kimura straight on march sequence. Or multitude of things to do. For reverse Kimura, you can consider this similar to a pendulum sweep. Pendulum sweep, we're going to be here. I'm up and kick over. Some people don't have the coordination for that. This is more of a strong man sweep than it is a technical sweep. Technical might be that. I take this more and the shoulder in, I'm putting the arm in, which you can't go in the shoulder. So again, I like to see spacing each other. Take a hand, and I can either tuck his hand in and go on the top of his wrist, or I can trade it and then swing. Doesn't matter. Tuck his wrist, pump it under, grab my own, pick him up, kick over. I keep my forehead on the mat for the right arm up. So that way I stay base. Whatever I do, I haven't let go yet. Whatever I do, I like to make sure my arm is under his elbow. It's open and keeping the grip here. That way he cannot shoot his arm out, so I can be under his elbow here. Once I'm under his elbow, I can let go now. All of the same attacks in the very first sequence. Americana, straight, around, two more, just like in the second. And arm choke, or he brings it up here. Start on. Any questions on that last one? 3. I love teaching technique. Sometimes it's all muscle. What? My jam. Full head on the mat. Start working that grip. Hands arm down, make him so short. This arm we want.
I'm sorry, man. I'm going ham on your head today. I'm not trying to, I promise. Trying to be gentle with your partner.
Oh, okay.
So right now, nothing.
Okay, that's the throw up.
Okay. So that's when you get started understanding about the picture.
You're going in reverse to more. I was going to be like
No, it wasn't. It's just the way you got it.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. That's what I was like trying to figure out.
No, it's not. It wasn't the finish. Okay. It's just a sweep.
Sweet. Okay. You're not supposed to. Stay here. Pulling his hands to his chest, even if you're outside on the wall.
The main thing is when that's not a little iffy for the hip hop. This way.
I'm using my kickoff. When nobody reaches, I kick it off on the side. Because we're going down.
Start to let your head. Arm a lot.
What? What? What?
The arm right there, we don't have.
Alright, I guess what's making it difficult is you've got flexibility, you're not reaching in.
Oh yeah, that's what you would say. Something you would. Okay. Come on, John.
The other one was less tough.
When I go. That's right.
I'm still thinking of going for 6 or 8. We'll be happy to make 8's our goal.
You gotta have some bases, right? You gotta have.
You'll start figuring it out. Sometimes it's just.
Yeah, the first one was better. I think it's just that your whole body's great. It just seems so love your base.
All the way. The inside grip of his arm across the line. Take this hand. Hold this arm. Yep. Great. With the arm that you have in front of you, hold it across his chest and under his elbow. There. And make him extend his arm.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Sam. Yeah, that makes a little sense.
Now we have a regular. I can regrab my wrist here.
I can never make
That's okay. You gotta find what you try. Or we can always keep this until you straighten it right. Now I'm straight. My arm for the pose. That's what you're saying.
Oh yeah. Got it. Yeah. Sorry, that makes sense. And then.
Always it where you catch your arm.
He has no post.
Ready?
shoulder or hip bump.
There you My hand is already. Pump it up.
So the Americana, when you get that, when you end up here, the reason why it doesn't work is all being it out here. They told me, oh, yeah, here you're going to do it. This is that one. I wanted to do it. It's probably like way out here. And you're probably trying to do this for the reason you're doing it. They said, how you finish this? Yeah, put your chest out.
Yeah, A and B are more fundamental. Okay.
Real quick, be real.
Like, if A and B didn't work,
Yeah.
it's no KC. If I'm already tired.
Yeah, it's the
That's how strong it is.
Yeah, that is what it, when I'm yeah, I'm doing it like out here. I'm doing it out here. It's like a flower.
Different than understand. Once he gets the leg over, you understand the way out. So I get it.
It makes sense because when you were doing that, I felt like I was falling like deeper into a hole.
With this grip, getting your shoulders above my chest.
But not in this way.
Not a big way. This way. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a helmet. I like it better now.
Said Eric went over full guard a week or two ago, and you've been doing more bringing the leg up, strapping an arm, working towards arm bars and omoplatas and stuff like that. This is more of, hey, I'm not that flexible, let's work on getting a sweep. And for me, I'm always a better fan of getting an A sweep, and A stop my A sweep, and my B sweep or my B attack is going to be completely opposite of where we were going to get A, B, you know what I mean? I do electric chair, pinky toe. And it's this way, this is the same thing. Hip bump sweep, Kimura, right? A and B, those are the fundamental stuff. I'm going to tell you to do those over the strongman thing. Reverse Kimura is if I'm rolling with Caleb, I'm never going to hit that reverse Kimura. Because you got weight on me and you got straight on. And so that's going to be a same body type within a certain range, 10, 20 pounds. You'll probably be able to hit on those guys. But once you start talking 40, 50 pound tenure, it's going to be a because my hips have way more strength than my forearms. And if I can influence my hips and get them from here turned over, if I get 51% on this line, he's going to do it. And if I don't, I can still rip with the more because my two hands are typically stronger than his one. On average, there's been exceptions where he's picked me up, one handed. But on average, if I can come down with that momentum, pop it out just in time, and can't touch it. We got A and B. And then again, strongman C, just in case everything else fails. If I'm already in a losing situation, I'll give it one shot before I die. Any questions, please let me know. Let's line up.
I also could do 3 months out of that. That's the whole story, man.
Having his omoplata, and he just goes, picks me up like this, and I'm like, on video, like, my head is here looking at him. It's so wide. Picks it up. He's sitting there at the gym, he's sitting there pulling 100-pound kettlebell, and he's like, oh, this is cute.